Welcome back. WeArEuS and this is the Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge. Though. Damn it. This is that word that was mispronounced at the very beginning of the first episode and corrected soon after, only for me to return and have forgotten how it was supposed to be pronounced. Ooh, a thing to examine. Door frame. A destroyed door frame. By some miracle, it survived the fire. Thick lines of wood grain are visible on the frame. They arrange themselves into words carved as if by a chisel. They scream about an attempt to break down the door, about the hinges finally letting go. They scream into a deaf void. Fear of the flames has embedded itself deep in the fabric of the door frame, and trepidation about losing a loved one.
A horrible death.
Place of death. A dried blood stain. It is so deep into the burned boards of the house. The blood sounds like suffering. It flowed quickly. The wound inflicted with the scissors wasn't large, but it was accurate. Life left the body, the heart went into a spasm, and the mind recognized the end. It lasted for some time, and then the flames came. And the pain resounded anew. Man, I may have to run this at a much higher bitrate. I'm playing the game off GeForce now, so I've got it on the lowest possible streaming setting, or bitrate. I used the word earlier. I use it at the lowest possible bitrate because I play
True fear.
Ragdoll. A charred ragdoll. It appears old. The doll is caked with a hard crust of fear. Its layers are like the varnish on an age-old painting. A child's fear, a girl's terror, a young woman's dread. They form a cocoon smelling of turpentine that constricts the throat and forces tears from the eyes. So there was also a girl here. Who, I wonder? Why, I wonder? So yes, I spend a lot of time playing the third Descendant, or the first Descendant, which isn't, a problem in itself, except that it takes forever to do anything in that game. There are a whole bunch of pop-ups that, frankly, need to be cut out of the game.
I felt something. Where is it?
Hey there, buddy.
This house was always full of fear, and its owner was still alive when the house caught fire. Someone wanted to kill him. The fire only covered up the crime.
Hey, beautiful.
Birth to the floor that you attached to, didn't it? I'll find you when I track down the murderer. I know who owns this doll. Maybe I should give them back to her. She ought to know more about what happened here.
Vesna's trace. The same trace can be felt on the ragdoll and the item dropped by the woman. And thus we draw a conclusion. Vesna smells of fear. Her nerves are badly strained, her heart is trembling, her fingers are stiff from anxiety, and her mind wanders, lost in the wilderness of fear. I may be able to find her home and discover what's behind her jittery condition.
Victor!
Yes,
I
I'm
hope
right
you've
here.
got what you want now, Thaumaturge. Because I think it's time to get out of here.
Oh, another face to punch?
Why the hurry, Father? We're the Tsar's men. How about the donation for the Tsar's army?
There are no Russian outposts here.
I think this is the guy with the nice boots.
You're the guy who trashed our comrades?
Maybe we should go with the proud answer this time. You know what? Let's feed that pride just a bit.
I can do exactly the same to all of you.
He's not as weak as he looks. He actually looks better than he did the other day.
But not counting the priest. He's still alone.
Not anymore, I'm not.
Improve? He said thou, right? He said I bit the back of my tongue. Well, not the back left side. So we've got a point and nowhere to shove it. Perfectionism makes every attack on the enemy deal the maximum possible damage. I do like that. Relaxation allows you to restore focus. I don't think we need brutality right now. Powerful Mind sounds mildly interesting, although we would need relaxation. So Powerful Mind allows us to consume focus instead of taking damage with a 4-to-1 ratio. I don't know what that means in practice, the ratio itself. I don't know what that means, but I'm keen on finding out. Well, the point wants to be spent, and I think we should go with relaxation, and then we'll go with Powerful Mind next time. Unless we need a point for an investigation. Now, oh, it goes on a thing. I think we should stick with... Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with planned attacks for now. This guy has a weapon. The other guy... I'm not sure. I'm pretty... Yeah, that's a weapon as well. We'll go with that. Maybe. Well, I mean, we'll certainly go with it, but I don't know if it'll be as effective as I want it to be. Oh, never mind. See, I think Powerful Mind, the 4-to-1 ratio, I think, might be for every 1 point of damage you take, it eats 4 points of focus. I want you to not have a weapon. Okay, that's a better way of swapping between them. This guy's turn is sooner, so let's prevent that. We'll get a little health back as well. Jeez. He hit the guy for 24 each punch. That ain't not bad. And again, just a 2-piece of
You're right,
24 damage.
Me? Yes, but can these salutors also help you in a fight? Can you manipulate people and cast these demons into their minds?
Generally speaking, yes. Are you sure you're right, sir?
Call me Grigori.
Let's head back. I have to visit someone in the village who can tell me more about what happened here.
Yeah, so apparently we had to visit Rasputin, or Grigori now. It doesn't say get on the wagon, it says get a wagon. I'm not going to deny him what he wants. I wish my spoon would stop falling into my ice cream, though. Because it's a hassle when the handle of the spoon is covered in ice cream and I want to hold the controller. I'm eating ice cream partly because I have a sore throat. Got it on Sunday? Yeah. Woke up with it Sunday. Maybe we don't. Let's see if anything has changed with her.
You've been going in so many circles, your head...
Still?
Well then, I hope...
So yeah, I got a sore throat on Sunday, and of course, as luck would have it, I have no goddamn soup. So I could have had the soup today. Well, I could have had the soup Monday, but I really, really didn't want to spend the money on it. I could have. I just didn't want to. And so here we find ourselves with... I did order it finally, but it's not going to be here until later this morning, and I'm going to be asleep by then. So I'm going to have to eat some soup before I go to work, which is fine, because I need to eat before I go anyway.
Now I know that woman's trace. Vesna and her husband both left traces of themselves at the Vasili's burned-out farmstead. Lucas sincerely loves his wife. You think he loves her strongly enough to kill for her? You're right. It'd be better to ask Vesna about that.
Luca's trace. The shaft of the axe bears a distinct trace of Luca. It's identical to the one on the door frame of the burned homestead. Me. So let's try this for the umpteenth time.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over.
Please open the door. I'd like to have a chat about your husband.
You'd better not be here when he gets back. He's not as talkative or polite as I am.
Vesna about Luca. It is clear that this is not the first time Vesna has threatened someone with her husband. Luca must not have the best reputation in the village. Residents see Luca as a sullen churl and a recluse. However, he seems to have a soft spot. Luca was at Vasili's house on the night the murder and fire took place.
I know you're scared, but please just open the door a crack and let me ask one quick question.
That's not a
What
crack.
do you want?
We'll go with this one.
I think I've got something of yours. I found it by your father's burned-out farmhouse. You've imprinted your fear onto it. I know because I'm a thaumaturge. I want to help.
What do you want to know?
Where can I find your husband?
In the clearing by the forest. He's chopping wood with the others.
Thank you.
Get that thing out of here.
Oh, the doll didn't do it? Ooh. May as well spend that. Well, maybe we should hold on to it for now, huh? Maybe something that occurs later on we need it for. That's how we're going to play this game. I'm always going to hoard at least one point in case we need it for an investigation or manipulation. Hey, buddy!
This time, it's a matter of life and death.
How is your search going?
Almost finished. I know who's attracting the Vukovac.
Can you reveal that secret?
It's Luca. It has to be Luca.
Do you still want to catch that salutor?
Yes, absolutely.
Despite the risk?
I hope I can persuade you to come with me.
As if that'll
That's an
help.
enormous favor you're asking me. I hope you'll be able to return it.
I give my word.
Did you hear? We're going to see Luca Bogosian.
I'm not here to fight.
Luca!
You shouldn't have threatened my wife.
What?
Why did you do this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one who brought the salutor here. The spirit that you all say arrived in the village after Vasili's death. The salutor is what's making fear consume you all and making you hot-headed. And it's because of your flaw, which has been within you since the murder took place.
A murder might just be about to take place.
Cut off his head.
What?
Tear off his head before he opens his mouth again.
Unless you're the one that killed him.
Yeah, I don't know where this business about it being Luca came from.
And I'd do it again if I could. Get out of here!
Here you are, Vukovac. Vesna's flaw is mine, and you're mine.
Difficulty level. Story. Combat is easier. This mode is for those wishing to focus on the story. Journalists and babies, basically. Then we have balanced. Combat is challenging while allowing for a lot of freedom. Nice. And finally, we have challenge. The combat is challenging. To win, you must plan your actions carefully. Oh, I mean, we just finished playing Euden Chronicle, and I played that entire game on the hard difficulty. And towards the end, it just reached back and kicked me in the teeth. Repeatedly. There were a couple of fights that were just rough business. And one that just had me on the edge of not even continuing the game. But I overcame it. But is it really worth it for this game to go with the hardest difficulty? I mean, as it is, I have a mistaken impression of the difficulty of combat because enemies have just been flopping over after a couple of turns. So I don't know how hard the difficulty of fights actually can be, which puts me in a weird position where I don't know how difficult combat actually is, so I don't know if I can actually go with the challenge difficulty. I want to. Can I change it after? I mean, I don't mind spending like an hour or two trying to figure out a fight. I really don't. You guys might, and so I added the stuff down some, but I wonder. Well, whatever. Fighting wild salutors. To defeat a wild salutor, you must get rid of the shadows that protect him. Vanquishing the shadows will weaken him, but the weaker he is, the more fiercely he will fight back. The bar tells you when the wild salutor sends more enemies against you. This shadow has 5 marks of focus and 38 health. We better spend this point just to be safe. Let's go with Powerful Mind. Go with Thief of Thought on. I'm confused. What? So I can only put one passive on this skill, but it can be a passive up to tier 3. I thought I could stack multiple passives on that. Well, that sucks. Alright, let's try this out. We might actually lose this one. That is nice. Will it interrupt the action or? Yep. States. The Bukovac has caused you to enter the Bukovac has caused you to enter the suffering state. States can have a benign or potentially deadly effect. Read the descriptions carefully and don't get caught off guard. So I need to press Y, or hold on. Okay, so Victor is suffering. He's lost 4 HP. His focus is full. Let's see. Suffering will last 4 rounds, and he receives damage between 3 and 4 at the end of every round, and the effect stacks 4 times. We've got to put an end to this quickly. Ooh, the Baron Veto. I wonder if this will remove the suffering state. It looks like he might be calling reinforcements in soon. We'll go ahead and use this, and yeah, we got rid of suffering. Nice. Can I get some of my health back? Or is that the wrong one? I didn't read it like I should have. There goes more suffering. Bye-bye. Okay, now we've got 2. We can get rid of him. And get rid of suffering as well. So that's taken care of, but we are low on health. Could you... Oh my god. No. That's not... No. Gotta cure myself first. Okay, I took no damage and I only lost 1 point of focus. Here we get a decent chunk of her health, but then the Bukovac gets its turn. We lost a little more focus there, but I think we'll be fine. Why does it... Why... Why is there a little skull-looking thing down there? Let's see if we can interrupt her turn. No. Didn't work this time. Oh, shut up. Really? I should have paid attention. That could have gone really bad for us. Like, really bad. You've acquired a flaw. Vehemence.
You lose. You're going crazy again. You blind fool.
A little faith, Thaumaturge. Focus on what's true. My voice is true. I am the truth, you see. Look.
Taming a salutor. You defeat Bukovac, the D-Dimension Salutor, but you cannot tame him on your own. Rasputin comes to your help. The untamed Salutor won't obey your orders, stops you from developing and weakens your perception. Fortunately, Rasputin soothed his anger. You achieved the unachievable. And got a decent chunk of XP out of the entire ordeal. Nice.
Unbelievable.
How do you feel? Are you all right?
Define that.
Well, I don't think I'm hallucinating, but that means I'm currently facing a crowd of furious lumberjacks with axes, so I'd say I've been better.
What? What? I'm telling the truth. I do it again. None of you understand anything. It's because of this magician. It's his fault.
The magician didn't kill Vasily. He didn't bring the evil here. You're a witch! To the stake with her! To the stake!
And you, why are you just standing there? Are you just letting them do this? Fine, I'll handle it myself. I did it before, and I can do it now.
What have you done? Go. You don't need to see this.
She's got the crazy eyes, man. What do we do here? I could do nothing, and she really, frankly, deserves what comes as a result. Prevent Luca from making rash decisions. I don't understand why we would remind Luca of the proof that he loves Vesna. She's a murderer, and she not only tried to make him kill us, but she apparently also uses him as a threat against the other villagers. Poor guy is never going to be the same after this, no matter how this ends.
Nothing has to be decided at the moment. Certainly not things that can't be undone.
Well, exactly. Beat it, you scoundrels. There's enough blood in this village already.
Did I save her?
A village with murderers?
You were the first to spill blood!
It's not the same. If that's the case, you're banished from the village.
I'm going
Get
to
out
leave.
of here!
I'm
We'll
going
burn away the impurity you left in our village. Phew.
I'm going to need some clarification on this other thing they're talking about. How were they? When? What is he talking about? That they were the first to spill blood? Bye.
Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to know when the train arrives? The postmaster said it's usually no more than an hour late, so it should be here any moment. I got a tougher question for you.
Pardon?
Will this train get me close to Albuquerque?
I'm afraid that's an ocean away, and even to the ocean you've got a ways to go.
Thank you. Ever since I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, I can't get my bearings. The things I've seen, sir. Places I've been. I just can't get to Albuquerque.
Maybe you are cursed. Would not surprise me, frankly.
I wanted to send 2 telegrams, one to Warsaw and one to Paris.
Mr. Shulsky, I was meant to send for you when the driver came to get the mail. My condolences about your father. Do you still want to send something?
Did you come to say goodbye to me?
More like to share my fear. Your condition yesterday, after the fight with that Bukovac, it troubled me. I don't think my treatments are having a long-lasting effect. And you don't look the best. Do you feel all right?
May as well tell him. It would help assuage some of his fears.
I've just heard that my father is dead.
My condolences.
After your treatment, when I was hallucinating, I saw him. I heard his voice for the first time in years. I'm sure it was him. A strange feeling.
Maybe he came to say goodbye. Maybe it was his last chance to speak to you. A prophecy.
I hope not.
What do you intend to do now?
Just a moment ago, I was thinking about Vienna or Budapest and going on from there to Paris, but now I've got to get to Warsaw first. What about you?
Thanks to you, I don't think I have anything else to do here. I had a little time to think about what I saw in your mind. Tell me, Victor, have you ever seen a human skull cracked open on the cobblestones?
Today? No.
I haven't.
I have. The skull of Franz Ferdinand himself, with his brain spilling out onto the sidewalk. I also saw the white steps in Odessa running with blood. A battlefield blanketed in lethal fog, with faceless beings emerging from it. This hasn't happened yet, but I saw it as clearly as I see you now. Thanks to you, I know that I can stop it. I know that I am part of history, and I can change it. Even at the cost of scorn, contempt, or my life. You promised me a favor, so Warsaw sounds perfect.
Looks like we got ourselves a best friend. No, I think Mr. Bones is best friend. This is good friend. Not as great as best friend, but still friend.
Warszawa! Warsaw! Warsaw! Last stop, Warsaw. Time to wake up.
It's clouding over.
The weather is like my mood.
Aside from the circumstances of the funeral bringing you back, you hadn't thought of ever returning here?
I was leaning towards having him read what the papers say about Warsaw, but I mean, a first-hand opinion from someone who was born and raised here seems like it would probably be much more venomous.
I hate this city. It always makes me think of the stench of vodka, sweat, and urine. Corruption, poverty, and trust me, no justice but street justice.
I'm sure something must have changed since you left.
But probably not for the better.
What about the people? Those close to you? You'll never miss them?
Ooh, we do get to read what the papers say.
The only person I consider close is my sister. But Varsovians? Let's see. Workers are striking. They want to take advantage of the Tsar's visit to Warsaw. The protests are being violently suppressed. Last week, around a dozen people were killed. Polish Socialist Party militants attacked a train. They stole money, bonds, and explosive materials. They're also suspected of robbing a transport of Dutch bombing. The socialists in Warsaw must look pretty sharp then. Further along, we've got murders, muggings, and poverty.
The newspapers feed on sensation. Remember that in darkness, even a small spark can be seen clearly. Even I can feel hope from all the people riding with us. Can't you?
Yeah, we'll go with this one.
Even without my powers, I can tell that hope is bringing people here from all three petitions. Miners, steelworkers, governesses, maids, speculators, thieves. I've forgotten to read a few of our fellow passengers' possessions, and I know that hope can have many faces.
Will you share that knowledge with me?
Sure, why not?
There's a terrified woman riding with us. She's either running away or in hiding. I think that gentleman is smuggling something, because excitement is all mixed up with guilt inside him. And this dandy, he's going whoring.
If there's something I've learned in life, Victor, it's never to neglect the horse.
Warsaw, hand of the line.
I really got
Welcome
nothing to add to
Warszawa.
that.
I think the time's come to ask where you plan to stay.
I'll let you know when I come up with something.
Let's make sure there's nothing
Empire's fall.
nothing around. I don't know why I'm looking for items like this is one of those normal types of games, but what can you do? Thaumaturge leaflets, huh? Oh, right. I get XP for interacting with all of that stuff. Beware of... Nancy Need-a-Dick, leader of the Shivs gang, recently seen near Bent Wiener Street. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to read every single thing. Well, I say read. Wait, you missed something? I'm a big fan of XP. And the free stuff? Oh, you can put that directly in my veins. Alright, that's all the XP we can slurp up out here. Next! Act 1. The city that does not forget. Hopefully I got that right.
Why such a crowd?
The circus has come to town.
These are troubled times. Brothers turn against brothers. Russia has had enough bloodshed. The violence must stop. When socialists attempt to divide Russia and her subject nations, to dent the sword that smote the enemy at Grunwald, this demands my decisive action. Thus, by my grace, I hereby appoint as Governor General of Warsaw, Georgi Antonovich Skowon.
A butcher.
I mean, the more information, the better.
Not a popular guy, I presume.
I see you ain't from here. That swine keeps a photo album of all the folks he's had shot at the Citadel.
Before and after execution.
Warsaw! The time for leniency and indulgence is over. From the moment this office is bestowed on me, no forces hostile to the subjects of Greater Russia will have any further right to exist. None, whether it be brutal socialist subversives, communists, Jews, or other satanic provocators.
He sure knows how to unite a crowd.
Pardon me, are you Polish?
Well, she clearly doesn't like the guy, so I'm not worried about her being... Well, she might be a plant, so that's a concern. Well, we have the power to load. The most powerful salutor of all.
Yes, I feel Polish. My name's Victor.
Vanda.
This is Russia here. Like it or not. Warsaw. Время террора закончилось.
Иди нахуй!
My first decision as Governor General of Warsaw. Arrestować.
Great heroes in their sense of timing. Of course, now they're the first ones in the fight.
Samobladanie, Puliaki. We want that rebel. The loudmouth.
Damn.
What happened?
Be a gentleman. Please kneel and tie my shoe.
Okay, but if it smells like wet tacos down there, we're gonna fight. I don't care how I'm going to make it happen. We're dueling.
I didn't dare suggest it myself.
Can I ask you a tiny favor? The Russians can't find out about this.
Why are you leaking?
The military is just looking for an excuse to suppress the crowd, and these workers are dreaming of thrashing a Russian gendarme.
Either one of you confesses to disturbing the peace, or всех забирай. We'll take you all in.
You can't handle all of us.
Can you get us out of here?
Got anything in mind, or shall I lead the dance?
I think I'm open to any kind of suggestion.
With a book like that, I'd find out what would convince one of these bastards to let us go. Or I'd take on that self-appointed leader of the proletariat.
Interesting strategy.
I guess we might as well, find out a little bit more about her.
Who are you, really?
A damsel in distress.
Those don't usually hide ammunition in their stockings.
And not quite
Can I
so
explain
much.
it to you another time?
I don't really want to go with this one. It has the potential to go sideways, but that loading salutor it's a powerful drug.
For instance, I could disclose to a soldier that you came here with ammunition under your skirt.
Maybe we should see who they believe. A respected lady of Warsaw, or a common magician who just 100 years ago would have been burned at the stake.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I'm going to take a look around.
Pistol bullets. Bullets that fell from under the woman's dress, scattered on the pavement. Small bullets carry big emotions. Hope, because they were meant to benefit the cause. Fear, which in these difficult times makes its way to even the hardiest of hearts. And determination, the companion of courage, without which it would be impossible to face reality. Each bullet was hidden in the nooks and crannies of the undergarments with care and precision, just like the previous time and the time before that. This is nothing new for the person who took the risk. So I guess she's just smuggling ammunition? Okay, so we've got a total of 4 people to interact with. Let's start with the closest one.
Do you think it's a good idea to stir people up and send them to face bullets and bayonets?
What do you want then? My whole life on my knees? Kissing Ruski's ass?
Do you realize blood is about to be spilled? And that it might be mine?
Fuck off!
Workers' leader. The workers' leader is a charismatic man whose words greatly move the crowd. He will not keep quiet, even if it means ending up in a cell. There. Police barrier. A police barrier meant to help with keeping order during the rally. The seemingly ordinary barrier carries the memory of a hand whose firm grip represents the determination of the one who controls it. It was the gendarme commander who set up the barrier, carrying in his heart a desire to return to the warmth of his home. All he needed was a scapegoat. I like that the burgundy dust that comes from this perception moves with you when you walk through it. Oh, that is so nice. It would look better if we weren't streaming it at 5 megabits per second, but shut up. I've used a lot of my bandwidth for, well, I don't know if it's reset or not, so I can't really say. But I've used a lot. Even though I play the First Descendant at like 4 megabits per second, at 1280, no, at 720p. So it is an experience.
Pardon me, gentlemen.
The crowd has received the order. For now, zero response.
We'll give them a moment. To arrest them all, book them, interrogate them. Gospodи will be home in November.
Gendarme readiness. Gendarmes are ready to pacify the crowd. They won't hesitate to arrest those who draw their attention. The manhunt at the station. The sergeant wants to call it a day and go home as fast as possible. A manhunt entails a lot of work that he'd rather avoid. With a little nudge, he might settle for taking in the agitators and letting the rest go. The workers' leader is perfect for the role.
Gentlemen, please forgive me. Maybe there's a faster way to get this situation resolved.
Back off, Poliak, or we'll start shooting. Paniatno, scrum. Dawaj.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind more XP, but who knows how many other people would die in the process. So we'll just send the workers' leader to take a slight break for however long that ends up being.
Достаточно. Should we go in and capture the worker who's mouthing off and let the rest go?
Da, Sierżant. We can use anyone as an example.
Шагом marsz!
That boy is big.
Goodbye.
You're welcome.
I wanted to thank you at our next meeting. We could use someone like you.
We? Meaning the people you were carrying ammunition for and who got you Dutch pomade for your hair.
You haven't just got pretty eyes, you know how to use them. Maybe you'll find time one day for some jam donuts at Berg Rotblitz's?
I haven't had a donut in a while. Which I know you guys might find unbelievable considering that I'm eating pretty much every other episode. But shut up. I work long hours. And I take the edge off however I can. Another meeting. Fearless Wanda, smuggler of bullets, proposed a meeting at Burke Rotblitz's. At least I could pronounce that one. The woman I met during the kettling incident was smuggling bullets in the nooks and crannies of her undergarments. Clearly, it wasn't the first time she'd done that. Unfortunately, this time the garter didn't hold, and the bullets fell onto the pavement. Maybe fate will have us cross paths again, and we'll meet at Burke Rotblitz's for jam donuts. I forget, which is sweeter? Is it jam or jelly? I think it's jam. I've had jam before. I'd say recently, but it's not recent at all. We do have 2 points, so we can get to the Bukovac. Or we can go with Upir. Allows you to manipulate the dimensions and heart. I do like perfectionism. Well, I have no idea what this would even go on, and we don't really have skills like that, you know? We're getting more in the future, but right now we're overbooked. Bond of Brutality would have to go on something that sets up the salutors attacks, such as distraction. It's really the only thing I can think of to make use of it. I don't know what manipulating the dimension for these things does. Not really interested in Lucky Chance either. Slowing the enemy's actions when I could just be interrupting them? Though, you know what, we'll only use 1 point. God, I don't want either of these things, but if we have to take one, we'll go with this. Oh, we acquired a damage over time skill that inflicts suffering. But it doesn't work with the other upgrade that causes them to lose an additional focus when they're suffering. Thief of Thought is it? Yeah, this would have to be on something that reduces focus. I wouldn't mind... The upgrade on this would have to go on something I'd be using regularly. So the strong attack would be out as far as that's concerned. And then... yeah, I guess it would make sense. Sort of. I mean, perfect efficiency on the strong attack sounds good, but a 60% chance to just blow them up with a strong attack, it's just better. For example, perfectionism if I put it on the quick attack that we have. The quick attack we have deals 11 to 14 damage. That means perfect efficiency would allow it to do 14 damage every time, no matter what. That's nice. That's cute. Oh yeah, perfect efficiency on the strong attack is not useful because the difference between its minimum and maximum is literally 1 point. So basically nothing at all. And we're saving the other point in case we come across something we need that we don't have the necessary stats for. So basically my thing right now is about running around. I'm going the right way? No, of course not. Get out of here. I could have sworn... Yeah, it definitely went up. Ball card. Carnival ball at the public casino. If things continue on like this, we might get that point sooner than... Well, we might get another point. So, this probably just... The other one? Hold on, let's see if I can go around. Yeah, so the other way probably also leads to a... I can't go in there right now. Probably also leads to a stage car? Stagecoach? It's not car. Is that a stagecoach? I don't really remember. I don't know what qualifies as a stagecoach. They usually have more than one horse. I mean, I could just be overthinking it, and it could just be as simple as it is a stagecoach, even though it only has the one horse. Police station, huh? Sure, why not? A guy could use some extra XP. There we go. Go ahead and slip that right inside you here. You know, I didn't notice it before, but this guy's literally just an upper body. He didn't want me looking at his spine. He really doesn't want me look. I'm not turning him back to face me. I guess he doesn't like anyone looking at his stub. So... I don't know what happened. I put the point in, as you can see, and then clicking on it brings me here. not going to spoil the Bukovac's skills. Since we're here, we may as well finish looking for the rest of the stuff. If only I could read, he says. Brother, it is not that good on this side. I think that's all that is in here. Why don't we have our coat on? Why do we not have a coat anymore? Why do we have our coat on now? This guy is so weird. Yeah, it says this basically dead ends and leads directly to Silent Hill. Great. Love that for you guys. No wonder why nobody believes this place exists. Carriage, that's what it is. I had all sorts of words in my head, and none of them fit, so I was upset. There are a lot of places here, and most of them are currently inaccessible. No, I don't think I will. Crap. Well, crap. Well, crap. Man, if I get hit by a tram, I'm going to be a little upset. I'm going to laugh hard as frick, but I'm going to be a little upset. So now I just have to make my way back out to the frickin' street and catch a carriage. No, we don't have to go all the way back out. There's a literal carriage right around here. I really wish I could make him go faster. That would make my day. Ah, free XP. Wait, we have two? Wait, so we just could have just straight connected to the Oop here and been on our way? Action, reaction. I guess it's an interrupt for the enemy's attack? I don't hate it. We'll take it.
Excuse me, what's going on here?
They're burying Satan in sacred ground.
Some of those assembled believe it to be sacrilege. Konstancja Szabłowska, the Warsaw courier.
Bless you.
What is your opinion, considering the book at your side?
He's a tempermancer. Don't let him through.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say what we think about it first.
Quote me.
I do like to mock. I try to do it every episode. You know, right now his coat makes him look like he has pigtails, and he's just adorable. I don't want him, assuming they're talking about his father like I think they are. It's not really nice, but...
That's true. The man being laid to rest was in fact Satan incarnate.
Is that so?
And now, if you'll excuse me.
No, you can't go any further.
Is force your way through going to turn this into a fight? I don't mind fights. But I mean, it's kind of silly that if it does, because, I mean, think about it. The Oop here is stabbing and slashing, and then they just get up and walk it off. I have problems with that. I mean, okay, maybe it's just spiritual damage, and Victor here is the one dealing physical damage, and he only punches them, so maybe that's the way it's working. I don't mind a fight, don't get me wrong, but I'm also trying to be careful about feeding pride, because I can't imagine things will end well if I let that bastard get bloated.
Good manners are a waste of time.
Get that heretic with fire and sword.
You can certainly try. Well, time to pick these men like boogers. Selecting yourself for a salutor, you can preview both your and your salutor's skills. This will help you plan your attack. Summoning another salutor. You can summon another salutor at any time. A green frame around the salutor's image means they are exceptionally effective in a fight with the given enemy. Read the description above the salutor to find out why they will be useful at that moment. See, it said a green frame. Does that look like a green frame to any of you? It's not. Read the description above. There was no description. Oh, I have to... Of course, they forget to mention the part where you have to hold the right analog stick down, literally down, not press it in order to reveal this information. Oh, and enemy reinforcements are on the way in the top right-hand corner. I'm glad I saw that. So focus deprivation will be more effective against this enemy. And both of the salutors will be good against this guy. Gentleman duelist that he is. Let's see. We can inflict suffering now? Right? I guess not with Upir as our salutor. Inflict old wound on him, so we get to take more of his focus. That's not the one I wanted to use, but ah well. $14. These guys aren't kidding. I can't let them have another turn. Nope, dang it, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the one that restored some of my health. Yeah, so this is the right one. Now to wager on if we can interrupt his attack. Yep. Action reaction. Tell me more. That's 5. Oh dear. He appears to be serious. Traits. Enemies can have a trait that makes them immune to your attacks. Traits are related to different dimensions and they can be disabled. Disabling traits. To disable an enemy's trait attack... starting over. To disable an enemy's trait, attack them with a salutor that belongs to the same dimension as the trait. Note that if you don't have the required dimension force, you can take away all of the opponent's focus and launch a strong attack. You realize I could also just quick attack. Well, it would literally only hit him for 1 damage, and that does me no favors. Yeah, I actually want to go with that one, and then suffering. Right, old wound makes them damage the focus instead of my health. Would take between 12 and 16 damage if I stacked it to max, but I also don't want him to have a turn. $16. Why do we have a gun now? Why were we holding back on that? So do we go for old wound and try to avoid taking health damage? Because I imagine the gun is going to hurt like a son of a. So... I was hoping to get more information on how action reaction works. There's currently nothing on it, and I forgot to attach something to it. Like, for the life of me, can't currently figure out what it would do. I don't want to get shot. I can't imagine it's not going to take about 20 health. And even though he's the last guy, I'd like to finish this in style, you know? Let's go with this. And restore some health. Now we should be protected by our focus. Nice. That shot took 4 though. I'm trying to figure out how much damage that means. To be fair, he started it with the gun.
Spectacular. You with a scowl and a puffed out chest, and them dropping like flies in the blink of an eye? Collapsing on their own, becoming delirious? Extraordinary. Can we meet for an interview?
Thank you, but I'm already late.
Let's be clear here. She called a shootout extraordinary. Men falling into the depths of lunacy. Extraordinary. Because they fought a man armed with demons. Granted, they only fought the one, because he was the most effective. But, oh, Silent Hill's coming. Let's go the other way. Granted, did they start it? They technically started it, right? Can't feel too bad about that. Oh, right, the skills. I need to sort... That's the wrong one. Sort these out. Perfect efficiency. Action reaction. It just says it inflicts damage. That's not great. And the difference between its highest damage and lowest damage is nothing at all. So there's no real reason to equip it yet. I could put old wound on it, but not old wound, but suffer. No, the other thing. I don't remember what it's called. Powerful mind, right. I could put powerful mind on action reaction, but it doesn't actually appear until I select the quick attack. So I basically don't have anything to put on it. I think I actually want this to go. That's not it. Nope. Just there we go. Having diversion interrupt their turn might actually be pretty good. And then I could have quick attack reduce a point of their focus. And then we just get to, well, I was going to say we just get to spam that, but not with action reaction there. Quick attack and diversion don't take forever to go off in the turn order, which is a concern. Something I need to remain alert about. Restores focus, huh? Technically, I like the, what is it called? Powerful mind being on diversion, because diversion is an action that doesn't carry with it any damage or other negative effects, which is what I want. So it being able to protect me from further damage while I set up to get someone out of the fight as quickly as possible sounds like a good idea. I think I'm going to actually leave that on the diversion. I think this is actually okay. I might have just, oh, hold on, XP. I might have just been overthinking it. Neat. And a big old chunk of XP. Note with an advertisement. Feel that vibration. Okay, that's it for farming. We need to go in here. I mean, we went through the trouble of opening this area, so we might as well, right? And then that will be it for us today. Hold on. Just a little bit of... Oh, that is some... that is some XP. So... Oh, there's some more. Just... You know, I like to bite the straw and then, no, not you, not yet. Sometimes I like to bite the straw I'm drinking soda through. I haven't had soda in a while or a straw to drink any through. But I did it when I was younger. I like to bite the straw and then sip the soda through that. Probably a terrible idea. Hold on. Right, yeah, it probably is a terrible idea to drink soda like that. But it was great. I still remember it fondly, even knowing at the time that it was probably a very bad idea for my teeth. My teeth are fine though, thanks for wondering. Alright, we'll go ahead and deal with this and then end the
I'm
episode.
sure you don't remember me. My name's Hayat, Mordecai Hayat. I wanted to offer my condolences.
Thank you.
Please, forgive my prying. I know Mr. Shulsky took nitroglycerin for his heart, but how did he pass away? Was that his cause of death? His heart?
I'm curious to know why you're so interested.
Why are you so interested in my father's cause of death?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone. I'm sure you want to bid farewell to your father.
That didn't answer the question. Alright, let's actually see where we are in terms of recording timeline. Okay, folks, we are actually at an hour and 38 minutes. You guys were trying to sneak some extra video on me, weren't you? You're like, no, you don't need to look. Just go ahead and keep playing. It's fine. No. It's got to be an hour because I work late. So we'll go ahead and save. Yeah, why not? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us today. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back, well, depending on when you're watching this, the day after tomorrow. But if you're getting to this late, it really doesn't matter when the next episode is going to be, does it? You're either behind or you're on time with the slice of late on the side. Which is fine, it doesn't matter. But as always, these episodes are always going to be skipping a day. It's going to be one game, one day, and then we skip the next day for another game, and then come back to the other game, the original game, the day after. It works like that for all of them, every time. I'm kind of looking forward to what we've got next. It depends on the timeline we're looking at in terms of when it ends up on GeForce Now. If it ends up on GeForce Now. I read that it did. There was even some information that showed that there was actual, supposedly, legitimate, what is the word I'm looking for here? Anybody? Nope, not propaganda. There was a genuine notice for the game coming to GeForce Now, so I'm looking for that. before I buy the game itself. Otherwise, we go with the other one that I had planned already. But what game? You're just going to have to wait and find out. It'll be up on Wednesday, tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow for you guys. I blanked out for a second. So, again, we have a new game coming tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And as always, these games alternate days. So, if you like one of them, just come back a couple of days later, there will be another episode of it. Again, hopefully things work out for the other game I have my sights set on, so I can have that up for you in time on Wednesday. Otherwise, it'll have to wait until Thursday, which is fine. I hate the episode orders being messed up, but there's very little I can do to control things that I have no control over. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.